time do we have? You could take all day on that one. But it's really simple. You know, the three major advantages of a metal roof over a traditional shingle would be they're more beautiful, dozens of styles and designer colors. They're more durable, virtually going to last the entire lifetime of probably multiple homeowners. And they're a lot more energy efficient. So a metal roof system's not only going to last forever and look great, but it's going to kind of pay for itself. Yeah, at the end of the day, the one thing you really can't quantify would be the peace of mind, but that's probably the single biggest benefit of a metal roof. You get to have one roof that has literally zero maintenance, provided it's done properly. Of course, that's a big caveat with anything you're buying, but you know, the maintenance issues in America, it's like we turned roofing into a maintenance item somewhere along the line. And it doesn't have to be that way. You know, other parts of the world, you don't see roofs made out of asphalt that have to be replaced every 10 to 12 years. And you know, the closer you get to the coast, it seems like the less life you end up getting out of an asphalt shingle, where with a metal roof, literally zero maintenance, 50 plus years, and there's nothing that couldn't say it's not going to last, you know, 100, maybe 200 years. We're here in Fairhope, and this particular house is less than a mile from the coast. Now, that introduces some factors that you might not run into 100, 200 miles away. Now, what ages an asphalt shingle is more than just years, it's the elements. So heat is a major factor in how long an asphalt shingle is going to last, the amount of wind you have in your area, and the amount of rainfall annually. And you factor all three of those things in, and this is about as harsh of a climate as you're going to find really anywhere in the Southeast, which is why you see roofs that might last, you know, 15 years in somewhere like Birmingham, and homeowners are replacing them 10, 12 years in Fairhope and, you know, the Gulf Coast area. It's just a rough place for an asphalt shingle. So the bottom line is, unfortunately, we are going to get another major storm, but it really doesn't even take a major storm to damage a shingle roof. You get 50, 60 mile an hour winds. It could just be a tropical storm that could cause damage. So, you know, you factor in all of these benefits. It's a laundry list of benefits with metal roofing. Virtually no negatives to it. But in this area, the wind resistance, you could argue, is the most important part. The particular product we're using here is called an Aeroline Shake metal shingle made by Edco. And it is the most wind-resistant metal roof that there is. It's rated for 160 miles per hour. That said, they don't blow off. We've had them go through every major hurricane in the last 20 years, and we've never had a roof blow off. But it's because the shingle is interlocking. It's not like an asphalt roof where they just overlap each other and, you know, the tar dries out in a few years, and then as soon as wind gets under it, they start to break off. This doesn't lose any strength with time. Traditional shingles, the older they are, the more susceptible they are to wind damage. And, you know, eventually you're going to have your roof blow off if you have shingles. I mean, it's not gonna last anywhere near what they put on the warranty, that's for sure. Again, you kind of go back to those three things at the beginning: beauty, durability, and energy efficiency. And the beauty is number one, and that's not really by mistake. A lot of people love the look of a traditional metal roof, you know, long-standing seam panels, but not everybody does. And frankly, it doesn't really fit with every single house perfectly. Some neighborhoods won't allow a metal roof in their covenants. Well, these are metal shingles. They're designed to look like a traditional roof. This particular one kind of simulates the look of a wood shake roof, but you can get it in the look of slate. You can get it with the look of a terracotta tile. We even have metal roofs that have a stone coating that look just like an asphalt shingle, virtually indistinguishable. So, you know, you got the misconception of a metal roof looks a certain way and people kind of try to put it in a box. But that's not the case. Whatever style it is that you want, whatever the architecture of your home is, there's a metal roof that's going to fit with it and it's going to look great. And the key is it's going to stay looking great. You know, the coating used on this particular roof It's what's called a PVDF coating. The long version is polyvinylidene fluoride. I try to say that 3 times fast. But the Kind R500 is the trade name. It's not your normal generic liquid paint that you see on some of the metal roofs. You know, some metal roofs will fade and they don't look very good after a certain number of years. These don't do that. It uses a different type of pigment. It's a ceramic pigment that reflects sunlight. So by reflecting that ultraviolet and infrared ray, you prevent the fading. You're going to get 30-year guarantee with no fading, but also it's taking the heat. So it's kind of 2 things happening at one time. And you know, the beauty of it is you get any look you want, virtually any color you want, and all you got to do is just sit back and enjoy it for the rest of your life. And you know, we'll talk about all sorts of things that are important when you go into a project like this. By far the most important thing is going to be that installation process. And you know, the way we break it down, we do a lot of training and I like analogies. So it's kind of like a 3-legged stool. You've got your material, that's one leg, and you got your system, that's just sort of the process that takes place, and then you've got your installation people. You know, the first part, the metal usually does what the metal is supposed to do. It's the second 2. Are you practicing putting the roof on the proper way, and do you have craftsmen that know what they're doing, have training, and even most importantly, take pride in what they do? And unfortunately, in this industry, a lot of people miss one or multiple parts of that. You start with the underlayment, you install the trim, you put your shingles on very carefully, locking them together. And there's a clip that clips the top of each shingle. That's what holds it down, and we're using screws as fasteners. Some people will use nails. I do not recommend nails really in any environment, but definitely not here because of the high wind. And to do it properly and get the 160-mile-per-hour wind rating, you're going to need to have 5 clips per shingle. Each shingle is 4 feet wide. So you're locking them together, working your way from the very bottom left to right, bottom to top. And then once you get to those hips and ridges, there's a hip and ridge cap system that goes on. There's a clip, and it has multiple parts to it. At the ridge, we're able to use a ridge vent system. It's not something that is visible, it doesn't stand out, but it does allow for that roof to breathe from the inside of the building envelope. So your attic produces heat, homes produce moisture. So in that attic, especially in the summer, it's a very hot, humid environment. In this kind of area, you know, Fairhope, anywhere on the coast, your ventilation for your attic is very, very important. Not just for heat, but also for moisture. Moisture and heat creates mold, and that's something we want to avoid like we're avoiding the plague. It is the plague for a house. He was asking about, he asked about turbine vents that are existing in the roof, which are pretty common to see. We do not like those. A ridge vent performs much better than a turbine vent, and you're able to eliminate multiple holes in the roof, which frankly, the least amount of holes you have in the roof, the better. There's nothing attractive about them, and it's just something that could potentially leak. So we do take those out, we redeck the area, seal it up, and then we just strictly use the ridge vent system, and all you're relying on is physics. Hot air rises, the best place to have your vent is at the highest point. Again, a lot of benefits with a metal roof. The speed of the install is something that frankly surprises some people. Now, there's 2 things that are going to factor into the speed of an install. One, the complexity and size of the roof, but also the skill set of the guys doing the install. I've seen people that didn't know what they were doing with this type of roof, and it takes weeks, but if you know what you're doing, it doesn't take that long. Typically, our jobs are going to take 2 or 3 days, and that's full cleanup, every last little bit of the roof done. And, you know, and not having to do a tear off of the old shingle does speed the process up a little bit, but also it makes a lot less mess. You don't have those nails everywhere, and there's a lot of benefits to not having to take the roof off. Speed and cleanliness is one of them. Yeah, and that's a common question is, how is this going to affect my insurance? The truth is, insurance companies absolutely love metal roofs, and it only stands to reason you're going to have insurance provided you've got a mortgage on your house. But if you've got a metal roof, odds are you're never going to have a claim. I mean, what happens with roofs? Why do we file insurance claims? Usually it's wind or hail. Now, fire is another factor and another feather in the cap for metal roofing, that it won't burn. It's 100% non-combustible material, as opposed to the alternative, asphalt, that's going to not just be combustible, but darn near flammable. I mean, you got an oil-based product that's drying out in the sun. A little brush pile's burning next door, an ember gets up in the air, wind blows it onto your roof, and it can ignite your roof in a split second. So insurance companies give a lot of different discounts for metal roofs. The high impact for wind and hail is one, but also a lot of them around the country give fire-safe discounts, especially in Texas and further out west where wildfires are so prevalent. Okay, so when you get into warranties, obviously there are different things to consider. If you've ever dealt with shingle warranties, for instance, most of them aren't worth the paper they're written on. So when you're considering a warranty, to preface this, you always want to say, all right, what does the warranty say? What does it mean? And who's giving me the warranty? All three of those are important. You know, for instance, you take what they call a 30-year asphalt shingle, yet most people are replacing them after 10 or 12 years, and they can't get warranty claims on them because the warranty doesn't cover weather-related things. It's prorated, so it loses value. With metal, that's not the case. You're going to get dual warranties with this. What that means is you'll get one warranty from us, or hopefully whatever contractor you use backs up their workmanship, and then you're also going to get a manufacturer's warranty. So our warranties are labor and materials. That's crucially important. They're also non-prorated, so they don't change with time. Same coverage year 1 as it is year 50, and it's lifetime for the people that buy it. Literally, for the rest of your life, no matter how long you live in the house, zero maintenance cost. If there's ever anything that needs to be done with the roof, you call and we come out and it's a free service call. It's very rare that we ever need to make a service call, but if there needs to be one, we come right out and take care of it. But a lot of the need for warranties are addressed in the front end. You front end load your quality and you just don't have to go back and do anything with these roofs. They genuinely just work. You know, your factory warranty, say from EDCO, is going to be lifetime for the people that buy it. It's also going to be transferable, which of course is going to add some value if you ever were to come and sell your house. You know, put it in a nutshell, the warranty is lifetime, parts and labor, and it's going to be transferable for 50 years with no proration, so that it doesn't change. It's replacement coverage, at least for 50 years. And then, of course, you want to keep in mind, like I said, who's giving you the warranty. I mean, everybody starts somewhere, but it's nice to deal with well-established companies. We've been doing this a long time. My grandfather got in the industry in 1959, and I personally started working in business in 2004. So this is, my 15th year doing this. So when we give a warranty, we know, 5, 10, 20 years from now, we're going to be there to take care of it. Beyond us, you got EDCO, who's been in business since 1946. And so, when they're giving you a warranty, that holds water too.